because we work.
Nai's actually left the country now, so you can say that safely.
Yeah, and I decided to build that helmet, and the problem was not with the camera. The problem was with the fact that when the camera was in front of me, I could not see Ioana. And then I decided to put it here, and then we had to put some contact weights to balance it, and the final weight of the camera, it was something like 16 kilos, so it was very heavy. And we did not shoot with the platform for the scenes. It was made in real time, and the takes were in between 14 and 16 minutes, because we wanted from the beginning to make it with a GoPro. When it was the idea of making it with a GoPro, we rehearsed to make it in one single take of 72 minutes, but it was impossible. And then every day, something like 12 o'clock, the decision not to make the movie was taken, but absolutely every day. And little by little we decided to change, to adapt, to do more. And this is from a technical point of view. You can imagine that we were a very, very small crew, because we were all in the car. All the crew was in the car. It was by a DOP assistant, and it was the sound guy, the sound engineer. He said that he spent so much time of his life in how do you call that, behind the car? No, in the back of the car. In the back of the car. And it was a kind of guerrilla filming, because it was not very easy to convince people to let us film. So a young volunteer group of 10 persons, they were starting to work at 4 o'clock in the morning, and we were communicating only by phones, telling them that we are approaching, and they were preparing the police car. They put the posters of the wife. It was a normal bus station, because we wanted to be very, very real. So these are the adventures of the production. On the other hand, we rehearse very much, and Ioana took a lot of her time. We spent a lot of days, more than we shoot the movie in 12 days, I think. But the pre-production and the rehearsal with Ioana, it was something like 15 days. And the decision to be her partner in the movie was taken 3 weeks later, because in the first part it was a DOP with the helmet and the camera, and it was very difficult for me to convince an actor to be the main part of the movie. But when I told him, when I was telling them that they did not appear in the movie, everybody says, "Okay, I'm busy. I really like the project, but call me later, maybe." And then finally, I found an actor, a very good friend of mine. He said, "Okay, I'll do it for you." And then it was the cameraman, the actor behind, Ioana, and she was talking to 2 different guys. And she said, "I don't know which one to see, to watch." And then in all the reflection, there were 4 hands, 4 pair of... It was impossible. And the next decision was to take I knew exactly what I want to film. And I took the helmet, and then I decided that Ioana should have everything we changed the hair to have the earpiece. Yeah. And to record all the text, and then to have her make her one girl show. It was impossible. And then working every day, I was giving her the line only. I was busy with the focus, with the driving, and I was blank giving her the line. And she said, "No, I cannot. I need to talk to somebody." And the last one, "I need to see your eyes. I cannot act." You remember that? Because I had to see in between the camera and the helmet to have a connection, an eye connection with Ioana. So this was the second technical part. The rest is silence.
You basically just answered every single question that I've So, for the next 20 minutes, Ioana. Just staying with the idea of the tough aspect of it, because we'll come back in a moment to a previous film that we've worked on, but just this film. It must be tough because it is addressing a camera. Yes, you've got someone in front of you, but you are looking constantly in the lens.
Yes. Well, he admitted that he tried to make it as complicated as he could for me. So basically, I was looking I wasn't seeing his eyes. I got used to that thing. It wasn't so difficult because I did it in Hooked. With Adrian Sitar. But what helped me a lot was that we rehearsed. So we did all the scenes during the 3 weeks of rehearsal. So I knew what's my path, what I'm supposed to do. We created a kind of a contact. We got friends in a way with all the crew, and especially I considered Dan as my partner. Even if he had a helmet, he was my partner. He was Tanya's partner. I assume that he is. That's a kind of a acting thing. So even if I didn't see his eyes, you can imagine, you can remember, there are different techniques and processes that you are doing as an actor. So it wasn't very difficult, but it was. It was.
I found it really fascinating because when you have, especially, and you are looking, and I can't remember exactly what moment it is, and I think it might be where you ask him, have you told her how long we've been together? Mm-hmm. And it's just a moment where the camera moves that way. Mm-hmm. And it's almost as though when people say, you look to the left when you're lying, and it just moves there and comes mm-hmm. back again. Mm-hmm. And it's just throughout, there's this very subtle shift in the point of view. Mm-hmm. You mentioned about, sorry.
No, I just wanted to add something. You're very right, because I wasn't looking at him all the time either. Because when you talk in real life, you notice very well that you don't watch, you don't look. So I think the main thing that occurs when you are playing with the camera is that, okay, so now the camera is in front of me, so I have to look at it. But it's not like that. You have to consider it as a human, and you're not looking constantly at a camera. So I was also having lots of moments when I wasn't talking to him, you know.
And in terms of the car journey, you were actually driving.
Yes.
Because I began to really worry how much time you were spent looking to the right.
Yeah, but
every now and again you look forward.
She was scared. Sometimes Ioana was really scared because we have had some moments, but it was my assistant who was moving the camera from time to time, and but mostly I was moving the camera. But I realized that the viewers will see that my hands are not longer on the steering wheel. So every time when my hand was disappearing, it was the movement of the camera, but it was like this only because at one moment the camera is moving and I still have my two hands on the wheel. And that guy was he was in between the chair and the back chair, and it was impossible for him because I had the mirror, and I could have seen with my objective in the mirror. So it was a kind of perfect timing. I can tell you that every morning we were shooting the road, something like 4 or 5 takes only, and then for the rest of the day, because it was a changement of the sun position, and the rest of the day we were rehearsing the same thing up to 6 o'clock, because it was sometimes always at the. Can you imagine when you have a 16-minute take, at the 14:05 there is a mistake, and then the first thing which we were not prepared, it was the batteries of the microphones, and little by little we considered we need to have 2 mics and 2 types of batteries, but we improve our thing day by day.
And after we'll come back to the opening.